Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sorry it's been so long since I've been doing this, but between all the news and then a mouse, I think, nibbled through my headphone wires, game set wires, whatever they're called. Anyway, it nibbled through my wires, so I couldn't use the headset, and my hands still make a lot of noise, so I'm not going to do that. What is that? Oh, that's tough. That's right. And you are gravel, and you are the black stuff. Okay. I can never remember what's in any of these. I'm right. I can't. Okay. I would need lots of dirt. Um, so I wasn't able to do anything because, well, I wasn't able to do anything. I'm going to put my trees back. I don't need those. I do want to plant big giant trees over where the sun is, but that's not going to happen for a bit. I'm going to put these back. What I want to do is I've got chicken eggs and I want to build a coop. I might do that actually, because why not? Oops. This is not the best way to do this, but I didn't bring hardly any wood down here, so I just figured I use the wood that's down here because I'm at an abandoned mine shaft. Should be pretty obvious by all the rumbling and rolling. Um, so I posted a image. This is the scariest cave, I swear. I could just walk away, you know. I could just say nope and walk away, but I'm trying to do this. So I don't know. I don't know, man, you know. Gravel, that goes here. Well, heck. Gravel. That's the end of the site. Gravel. Okay. Gravel. Tough. Uh, Black stuff. Oops, I do that all the time. Anything else I want to get rid of? Anything else? Well, I think I want to keep slabs on me because it's just hecka scary without it, you know? So, I'll show you where I fell in. This is way too deep. I should not be here. And I guess I could just leave, but I mean, look at it. It's some of my favorite stuff. For one thing, it's very deep, and I'm stumbling across diamonds all the time. I'm at minus 20, I'm minus 17 right now. So what happened was, I'm starting another pumpkin farm over here. Look, see over there? You can tell where I got in and out. See all the jack-o'-lanterns? Yeah, so, um, I was over here. I'm sorry I'm going slow, but my vision is bad, and this is really nerve-wracking, so I'm, doing a lot of crouching. I was over here. You see that post right there? You see above it these pieces of, like, slabs and whatnot? There was a minecart up there, and even though I tried really hard, and even though the track was going that way, the minecart fell off this way and landed down there. So I was coming over here to try to get it. I got about this far, and I landed in the water, and I don't know what happened. I just started swimming, trying to get back to land. And somehow I ended up way over there where that orange jack-o'-lantern is. Don't know why. It was terrifying, and there was no easy way to get back. You see, oh, you can't see it from this angle. I have to get back up. I made a path all the way across this open air to get over here, because, look, my favorite structure in the game is these silly abandoned mine shafts, because they always have nice goodies in them, and they're just fun, and, you know, I just love them. Especially now, my gosh, they've gotten so much more elaborate. See down there? I never know where it's going to be water and where it's going to be land. And there's bubble things, and there's glow squids, and it's really, really creepy. I don't really like it over here because there's no daylight. And in order to get daylight here, see, here's the path that goes. I came out over there, and I just came over here because I wanted to be at the abandoned mine shaft to see what there was. So far, I think I've gotten about 13 diamonds over here. Not really sure. Um, and you can see my original pillar up. I put gravel, and I had vines. So I put vines because I didn't know how I was going to get back up and down. So I figured, well, at least I'd have a column of vines, you know, to go up and down. Because it's really hard for me to steer with these thumb controls. I know. I've got to put in my keyboard and mouse and all that. I do want to get this iron over here. Yeah, I think that might have been my original staircase down right there. No, that's my modified one. The original one was up over there someplace on the other side of that iron. So I made this pillar so I could get back up to the surface. I went up that far and then I, did a little tunnel rat thing with the staircase. I think I would prefer to be over here because that way if I'm growing crops and growing trees and so on, they will be in chunks that will load. Right now, if I'm over there at the mine, I'm way too far away from chunks that will load. And I would like to grow trees here because, look at all the room I've got for 4x4 redwoods. So, I mean, there's plenty of access to wood that way instead of fooling around with little, the other trees, oak trees and stuff. I always have an underground forest if I can, not forest, orchard, so that I always have wood on hand. Because notice it's not such a vital importance when you have that mine shaft over there. And by the way, that's not all of it. That's just what I've lit up so far. There is wood over there, but it is a finite resource, particularly logs. And I'm a big one for saving coal to use for villager trading and using charcoal. So I like having logs to make charcoal. So I ended up, I don't know how, but somewhere down there I could look up and see this pathway. I think I came up over there, I'm not sure, and made my way over here. No, it was down farther than that. So, it was really scary. I was way lower than I ever planned to be. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go now. I have the pumpkins for directions, but of course now I'm puzzled because I'm talking to you. So I'm trying to tell you stuff and not paying enough attention to where I'm going. This is, I'll have to wait and show you. This is real close to a midway point that I made. Oh, here it is. Going from my original base, which is its spawn, going from there to, to the, Badlands Mesa. I'm making a path all the way across so I can take llamas, 3 blocks wide, 3 blocks tall. So midway there's a place where there's plenty of sand that I can rummage through to make glass and whatnot, and just some interesting structures and stuff. And there's this little island. Oh, where do I go? I guess I go up here. Yeah. There's this little island that I didn't mount to much, but it had a tree on it. They've got these new oak trees that are so tall that they kind of look like, they could be azaleas. So I was hoping maybe there was one of those garden things. I keep looking for those. There's none here. I haven't found a geode. I'm really like, when do I get to have cool stuff, Anyway, I probably should move on. Well, I'm waiting for the update, the real update, and then I will probably expand out because I'm still in the same area as my original map. So I probably will expand out into other chunks. See, I made that pillar. It's made out of just whatever I could find. This is the biggest cave I've ever been in my whole life. It's a lot bigger than my base cave. So I came over looking at that tree because I was hoping maybe, when those trees grow naturally, they show you where those what is it called? Lush garden? Is that what it's called? With axolotls and drip leaf and lots of glowberries. I've been getting glowberries out of chests, but, native glowberries. Because can you imagine this place with glowberries dripping all over the place? It might be a lag nightmare. I don't know. And other cool stuff that you can't get anywhere else except those lush gardens. I really want to go, but I haven't been given one yet. Well, I got one that's just had one of those flowers, those pink flowers that make particles. That's all I could get to. Other than that, it was 1 block away from being underwater, and I didn't want to fool with that because it was under the ocean back at my old base. So I didn't want to fool with any of that. Um, but I really want to get to a lush garden because it's got a lot of stuff I want to use. I have moss. I probably got it off of one of those trader people. Oh, right here. See why I love jack-o'-lanterns? And you could see a lot of these jack-o'-lanterns all the way over from the abandoned mine shaft. So I managed to dig this out. This was a ramshackle mess to get down here. After I climbed up that pillar, I thought I better make me a staircase down. So I did a little round and round spiral staircase that wasn't very adequate. And then I expanded it to 2. And now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow grass. So that's why you see all this dirt. Because I would like to have grass in that central area where the hole is. It's coming. It's coming since I did this. Oh, yeah, it's coming. I mean, if I stood here for half an hour, which I might do an AFK thing, and like, yeah, because the grass was here last time I looked. Well, this is great. So somehow, just in the length of time it took me to climb those stairs, my grass has grown. That's good. But this isn't big enough to take a pack mule riding it. But I think I could take a pack mule on a lead because it is 2 blocks wide and at least 2 blocks tall. But I couldn't possibly ride anything down here. I wouldn't want to anyway. You know, I wouldn't have enough control. In fact, there's more work I need to do down at the bottom of that before I'd want to bring an animal in here. Now, I do get animals in here. They just fall down. They spawn on those little tree things and grass blocks that are islands that are floating. They just spawn, and I've heard a couple of pigs scream because I guess they either fell too far or they got burned up in lava or something. So it's pretty gruesome and terrifying down here, down there. But it's a very useful cave, and I'll probably spend a tremendous amount of time in that cave because it's got a lot of stuff that I love. And frankly, I think I could probably spend years exploring that cave and never see it all. You know? That's how big these new caves are. So, I think I can turn my thing off now. So, if you look off over that way, kinda, that's where my mid-path base is. Now, here, I've been stopping the water. There used to be a lot more water going down into that cave than there is now. I'm not done. And I'm not going to do it all the way around. I'm just going to do this part here. But all of this was water. And I'm putting in dirt and digging it out 1 source block at a time, 1 layer at a time. See all the way over there? All these trees were underwater. I don't know how, but they were. So I'm reclaiming a lot of this because, look, I've got all that water over there. I've got this water over here. I've got water over here. I've got plenty of water falling down in that hole. I'll just take you down so you can see the hole. Hope I don't fall because that would be awful. And then I would love to hang some glowberries around. This is a ledge, so it's going to be hard to figure out how to hang glowberries. See? Ooh, that is a different mine shaft than the one I'm at. I didn't even notice that before. I don't see any pumpkins, do you? So I'm not standing any closer because I'm feeling a little dizzy and I don't want to try to control that. What is that dark brown over there? You see that? Could just be another tunnel hole. So I just stumbled into this looking for a... not acacia. I keep wanting to say acacia. That other tree. Because the shapes of these trees, see, like there's some over there, too. They just look like... Hi, turtle. They just look like they would work. I had to add this path over here. I want to make sure I can find my way over to that hole easily. Because you see that is all underwater. See there? This is the water level, so the whole cave is underwater. So I have to be very careful. Also, I had a lot of sinking sand that I had to deal with here, too. So there's my path that goes... My spawn is all the way out there. And the mesa biome is way out there. So I made a path over here so that I could check out and look for trees. And that was a bust, but look what I found instead, right? I haven't been much up over there. I went around it in a boat. When I first started out, I went in a boat and filled in my map. Now, you see that over there? That dirt and stone used to be taller than the sand. I'm digging it all down to have dirt to fill that hole and whatever dirt I need down in the cave. And then I'll come back for the sand because I think it would look really neat if I could put glass over the top of that whole thing. I don't usually do what they call mega projects, and I wouldn't think this would actually qualify as a mega project, but I want that covered up because I don't want things falling in and, listening to animals scream and die is not exactly my speed, you know what I mean? So yeah, I dug out a whole bunch of that, not done yet. So this was never supposed to be a fancy base. This was just supposed to be a midway point where there's sand. So I was digging sand, like in here and in here. See all these big steep pits? I figured I wouldn't be here much, so it wouldn't hurt anybody if I got sand. Well, now, this is a place too. So it was just a convenient way to get sand without going all the way out to the Badlands and the Mesa. And then I've been collecting animals. Most of these are, well, a lot of these are native llamas. Haven't had to breed any. I did breed some cows. I bred some pigs and some chickens. Mostly just because I want them. This little horse spawned here. There's old Kissy Face. And there's a little donkey in here, too, that spawned. Kind of over there on that bump. So I got lots of acacia wood. Like I say all the time, I'm not very fond of acacia wood, but it's extremely useful. I think I will take you... I'm not going to take you to the Badlands because I don't want to take the mule there because it's just creepy scary. The path isn't fit for a mule, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. So, and I'm certainly not going to take her over there yet. You see that big old tree? Whoops. See that big tree? I was hoping that was one of those azalea trees, but it's not. Just checking my inventory. But man, and that's just an island. It's about as far back as it is wide. It's just an island with that big hole in the middle. In fact, where's my map? That's not it. There it is. Let me see. I'll try to show you. You see? There's the island, and if you look, you can see where the water's at. See? I don't know what that black spot is in the middle of the island, but anyway, that's what it looks like. Trying to grow me some redwoods over here. They're just so handy to have for lots of wood, and they're much easier to deal with than jungle trees. Not that I have access to a jungle. There's my mining project. So I'm doing slabs. A lot of, excuse me, cobblestone slabs. I'm going to cough again. I don't want to. Ugh. I'm, of course, on this path. That makes sense, doesn't it? I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to keep animals from getting killed. Oh, I should have shown you. This is the road back to home. I should have shown you my other midway place. Pretty sturdy mule. She's not extremely fast, but she does it. The backside of this with those steep cliffs, I'm always getting villager traders that are falling off the edge of that cliff. But I get a lot of free leads that way, and sometimes llamas. So this was just, I was just going to plant some trees and stuff, so what happened? I don't know. There we go. I was just going to plant some trees and stuff, so I had some midway to help cover this path. I've still got a lot of work to do over on the Badlands side. I'm sorry I can't ever find the word for that. I just struggle with that. Because I'm not used to calling it that, because in my world that's a mesa, you know? So, that's a part of a ruined portal, but not much. So I just kind of sort of lit it. Unless, this is the road to the mesa. I may not be able to go here. If you go this way a little bit farther and then to your right, It's a clear path to the mesa. See? So then you turn right, which is going south, and that'll take you to the mesa. So I guess that was the right way we were going. So I'm digging it out, but oh my gosh, you know, it takes a long, long time. And I'm trying to make little places with doors and stuff so that I can exit the tunnel when I reach land in case there's resources or animals or something that I want to access. Or like, we're getting into tropical fish territory almost here. So pretty soon I'll be able to go grab me some fish from my aquarium back at my old spawn. But that's just... Look, here's what I do. I work on one thing until it gets too hard. Like right now, that big cave, I have a lot of incentive to work with that cave, but it is terrifying. I just tried to pick up that minecart, fell in the water and nearly drowned, had no idea where I was, and I learned my lesson. I had a pick that was almost empty. I had no more torches, so I couldn't even light it up down there. And it added to the disorientation and made it a lot worse. So that was a bad mistake. This is the land going back to my house. Yeah? So did I go past that? I must have. How could I? So I've learned my lesson. Even if you think, oh, well, it's just a little chore, it won't take very long, blah, 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 you know, you convince yourself it's going to be okay. No, man, this game, it doesn't take no prisoners, you know? It just, if it finds an opportunity to kill you, it'll say, okie dokie. I'm so confused. My other midway point, I don't know where it went. Maybe that's it, and I'm just not seeing it right. You go through an underground tunnel, you come out, and you're at the midway point. It's a spruce, I think. Maybe a taiga, I don't know what they call them. So here's the beach I was originally using for sand, I think. And my original turtle colony. While I was breeding turtles, they voluntarily come out here all the time. Breeding turtles down that way. Hello. And every time I find a dog, if I've got bones, I go ahead and get it. Excuse me. So digging, oh, see this? That gives you plenty of light both directions. Excuse me, they've changed it so that as long as the light level is above 0, nothing can spawn. And of course, some more grass and carpet and flowers, and I've even got some baby trees. The more of that you got, the less things can spawn. I've got windows so I can see if any boogies are coming. These people spawned in here, and I thought, well, what the heck? Let's see if that's one of mine in case I need to go outside and gather resources doors. They spawned in here all by themselves. It was their idea. I've got little windows to see if people are following me. So I just fed them and bred them, and now they're living in the tunnel. They seem to be happy there. Here it is. I forgot. I've been down in that hole so long, I got disoriented. I even marked it so it's easy for me to see. And also in the midway points, now and again there's a crafting table or barrels or, you know, that kind of stuff. So that if I'm in a midway point and I need to collect more materials to build this thing, I can just do that. See, there's my portal that goes to the nether. That was one of those wrecked portals, and all the parts were there. It wasn't hard to do. I had a diamond pick, so it wasn't hard to assemble it. And I went in, and there was... Well, first I started burning up in lava. I stepped one block too far. There was a lava pour, and it was just the last little bits of it. And I managed to make it back in without dying. And next time I went in, I was real careful how I stepped off. And I'm in a tiny little tunnel that doesn't look like it goes anywhere. I did find some, it looks like that wood. I don't know. It's red with stripes. So that wood, I don't know if it I think it comes off of some kind of mushroom or fungus or something. So this is another one of my midway points. And I brought all my horses from spawn, put them here. And I've been bringing, no, these are llamas that were just here. Trader llamas, mostly. So I'm not gonna take you in there because it's too squirrely. Um, but that's another midway point where I can get. Is that a wild dog? No, there's a dog in here. I forgot. Um, so I can get especially spruce because it's the way I do it anyway. It's pretty easy to cut down, even though it's really tall. If you put your pointer just right, you can stand on all 4 blocks at a time. Mine went, yeah, that was a domestic dog. Mine 1 block out from under you, and you still got the other 3 supporting you, so you don't fall at all. So this is where I'm putting my animals, my horses and my llamas and the donkeys and mules are still back at the old place. I'm not sure what this is going to be. I did have a donkey in there. I'll put her over here. It could be a mini village. So I'm thinking, excuse me, instead of running back and forth, there, I got it. Instead of running back and forth to my home base or looking for other villages, I can make a village right here. Maybe I'd make it the toolsmith village, and another village would be the farm village, and another one would be the mason, is that what it's called? Butcher, so on and so forth. So this is where I spawned. In fact, not far from that glass. That's that hole that goes right over my bed down in the cave. So I haven't been out here in a very, very long time. Just, I tried to build this, and for some reason, look, some of these saplings sprouted. I had saplings with either leaves or fence posts on top. And these silly saplings are sprouting. I wanted them to just be decoration, but okay. So if they sprout, they sprout, right? Like I said, I'm so done with things having to be perfect. That was one of the things I learned. It was a bad lesson that I learned back in the day. Is that things have to be perfect, you know? Like everything has to be, I don't know, YouTube ready or something. And I couldn't just enjoy it. And, you know, being vision impaired, it's hard for me to aim, and I would misplace blocks, and it was just no fun at all. So here's home. I know what's wrong with that. I've got to completely rebuild it. My iron farm, I know what's wrong with it. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but I've got to completely rebuild it. So I'm thinking, why don't I transport villagers in boats, because this is pretty much flat the whole way. I can just put them in boats and transport them to a new location, and from there I can breed them and move them from that location, so that I can end up with little mini villages all up. Did I just see a thing going the wrong way? I sure did. How do you get there? I don't want that sticking out because that's a headbanger. So that way, everywhere I am, I can have villagers to trade with for little bits and bobs, and this is and that's, and I don't know if I picked that up or not. Yeah, I did. Okay. Just wanted you to see what I'd been doing. I don't really want to be back here yet because I want to stay over at the big cave. I'm going to have to name these places, you know, because, I mean, I live in a big cave, but this thing is just, I don't care how far you go, you're not going to see it all. I swear I could spend the rest of my life in that cave. If I played 10 hours a day, every day for the rest of my life, I still wouldn't see all of that cave. I swear that's true. So, is that portal? I do think it is. I'll be darned. Looky there. Oh, I set my render distance up. That's right. Because I wanted to be able to see inside the cave. I don't usually have my render distance up too high because it's hard on this poor tablet. It's a good tablet, but, I mean, how much can it take, you know? Over here's a lot of foxes. They come and visit me. I've fed a couple of them, so apparently they don't despawn if you feed them. They'll never be tame. Now, if you can breed 2 of them, you can get a baby that'll kind of hang around, but foxes are never tame, but they bring you stuff. So I've got a couple of foxes over there that haven't despawned. And, of course, I mean, everywhere I'm going, I'm making sure there's animals and stuff, just in case, you know, because, like, those sheep are there, because what if I needed a bed? You know, you just never know. So I figure rather than like all these people carrying around shulker boxes full of you name it. They got one for redstone and one for wood and one for fancy stone and one for regular stone and one for dyes and one for, oh my God. You know, the thought of organizing all that. And then when they go home, they've got tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of blocks that they need to unload. And so they have to make these big elaborate unloading systems that sort out all the junk they brought back. Well, if I have, first of all, I have pack animals, and they can carry a lot of stuff back and forth. Just for like, if I have more sand over here and I need it over there, she can carry a bunch of sand or whatever, you know. She can carry several stacks. So can the llamas. And if I die with shulker boxes full of stuff, even if I had an inner chest, I would still have an inventory full of stuff. And how far am I going to die away from an inner chest? I don't have an inner chest yet. But since I know now, that really scared me when I went into the nether and there were those piglins or I don't know what they're called. The things you can barter with, you know? I didn't know they'd be there because I'm on peaceful, right? So here were those guys and they're just like, oh, and there were hoglins, those pigs, those scary pigs with the tusks. I wasn't expecting that either. After I almost burned to death and I got back out, there was one of those things. I thought, okay, I'm dead. And I put it on pause and I said, am I on peaceful? And yes, I was. But I guess they did that so I could trade with them. And I'll bet I could get a blaze rod. I bet I could. Let's see if she's carrying anything I need. No. See, mostly she's got stuff just in case. Like, I think that's a respiration helmet. That's fire protection. That's for the nether. I need to get respiration stuff in here. Does she have a fence post? No, she doesn't. See, I knew she was carrying those, bones. She was back at the home base. So now she's got her own fence post, too. Because that's been worrying me. Alright, so, yeah, I turned this into an orchard kind of deal. And it had a few trees on it, but I just went tree happy. Whoops, I gotta try to get off of this thing. And all these animals spawned here, so I don't need them, but I've got them. And all the llamas now have chests. See, that's a wild one. You can tell it's not wearing a carpet. All the llamas have chests. I made this so mostly people can't sneak out past me. All these animals are programmed to pathfind toward open doors and gates and stuff. The minute you open a gate and try to get out, they're hot on your heels trying to escape. So rather than deal with all that, I just made a compression chamber, you know, an airlock, so I can get through. 99% of the time I can. So gotta dig all that out. I'm gonna dig all the sand out too. I don't know what I'm gonna do over there. That could be a village. That could be a very nice village. Be easy. It's almost surrounded by water. It wouldn't be too hard to keep drowns and stuff out. It's right off the path. It's close to both that and this. So it would be easy to load the chunks. Whoa. You can tell where I've been digging sand. I haven't explored any of that. And off over there, really, really far, is the Badlands. I'll show you. On the map, you can't even hardly see them. The bottom right-hand corner. See them? That's the Badlands. And the top right, where all that junk is, that's my home base. So, yeah, a lot of this stuff sank when I came over here. A lot of this sand, especially over there, because of that big old cave. And I know that cave, where I am in the abandoned mine shaft, it's way past the end of the island. It's like, maybe 50 blocks, maybe 100 north. So it's way deep under. And you saw it, it's real scary. See, all of this is sinkable stuff. So I built this so I could walk across without getting murderized. And then I figured out this path here. I was trying to figure out a way down that way, but oh my gosh, that's just too scary. And now this water can stay because it can't flow down in the hole. That water can stay. I've got it all blocked off. I've got to work on it over there. And like I said, all of this was water, and I've been blocking it off and digging the dirt back out, blocking it off, digging the dirt back out, so I can reuse the dirt, you know? Also, I'm just filling in source blocks, and there's other source blocks underneath, so it's a big dang deal. So this was just barely anything when I first started. It's a little better now. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, it's nothing to write home about kind of deal, but tons more dirt. I can work on that. And it's been really terrifying. I've never felt lonelier in my life than I do in this cave. I don't have anybody to talk to. Don't have any animals. Don't have any daylight most of the time. You really notice the day-night cycle down here. I'll be thinking, well, I'll go stand near the hole and get some sunlight. And it's not even safe to go over to the hole because it's dark again already. So it's pretty spooky. Whoa. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording now. And I'm going to stand here and let some grass grow. And thank you very much for watching. It's been really scary here in the United States, you know. So being this successful with this giant cave has really helped me feel better. And also the work I've been doing around my house. Getting ready to put in my garden. Phew. All right. You are alive. Wake up. I'd hug you, but my arms don't bend. Goodbye.